Hello and welcome to the Jank Tank, a weekly series where I build questionable decks and throw them against the constructed ladder. This week we are playing Black-White Knights. We've got a really low to the ground curve, tops out at about 3 mana, a couple of inclusions up at the top for fun, and then a couple supporting spells to help it push through targeted removal and board sweeps. So let's look at the creatures we've got. We're going to start out at the low end with a Venerable Knight. A 2-1 for 1 is very reliable, does a lot of fast damage if the opponent takes their time building up their board. We have 2 Foulmire Knights in here. It can be cast as a 1-drop if you want a Knight, or you can adventure it to draw a card and lose life. It's a little slower, but it's worth it if you are drawing it late game or just aren't under any pressure to put down as many Knights as you need to. We've got Worthy Knight at the 2-drop. This is probably the most important card in the deck. This is going to get us a wide board by playing, every time we play a Knight, we're going to get a 1/1 human, and then we're planning on pumping those humans and swinging around whatever blockers they have. So this is going to help you develop your board the fastest. It is a key card that you want to keep alive, forcing them to basically jump into a board wipe, at which point this deck should be able to, if you have mana open, stay on board and then attack for lethal. So we've got Worthy Knight, 2-drop. We've got Order of Midnight, 2 times. So we got this here mainly to recur the Worthy Knight. If it runs into removal, you've got this as a backup to get something back. I do play it as a 2-mana 2/2 flyer though on curve if that's what I have in my hand. So late game, if you draw it, you can get back a Knight, but if it's the turn 2, then you can just play it as an attacker. Curving out for this deck is very important, so I do recommend just playing out whatever you have to. Similarly, we've got Smitten Swordmaster, 2/1 lifelink, and it's got an adventure, pay a black, you gain life, and they lose life, where X is the number of Knights you control. So again, I would play this as a 2-drop if necessary, if that's what I have in my hand for turn 2, but if you draw it later, then you can drain a little bit of extra life, maybe even put you within late range for lethal. We've got Wintermoor Commanders, another 2-drop. This is a 2x Death Touch, where X is the number of Knights you control, so the more Knights you have, the harder it is to kill. And when it attacks, another Knight that you control gains Indestructible. So he is basically going to be a magnet for your opponent blocking, because they want to trade away the Death Touch creature as fast as possible, so that they can get back to blocking and killing your other stuff. So swinging with him usually means he'll die, but he'll clear the way for other guys, which is pretty nice for this deck. At the 3-drops, we've got Acclaimed Contender. This is a 3-mana 3/3, but when he comes in, if you have another Knight in play, then you look at the top 5 of your deck, you get a Knight, Aura, Equipment, or Legendary Artifact. So he basically finds you another Knight from the top of your deck. This card is very powerful. I am always aiming to drop this turn 3 after playing a 2-drop. That's why I run out Order of the Midnight on curve as much as possible, is to follow up with an Acclaimed Contender before they can kill my Knights, and just keep playing creatures. We also have Murderous Riders. These are here because every deck needs spot removal. If you don't have it, then they're inevitably going to play something that you just can't deal with, can't go around. It's something evasive with lifelink, and you just can't deal with it. So this is your removal. Since it's a Knight, you can get it with Acclaimed Contender, which is also a very good play. And usually use this to either deal with things that you can't normally just fight your way through, or to let you keep attacking. If they try and stabilize with a strong 4-cost creature, you can just Murderous Rider it and then swing with your team. So that's the general game plan. You either stabilize with the Murderous Rider, or you get rid of their blocker and swing for roughly lethal. On the spell side for this deck, we've got 1 Circle of Loyalty. I would probably play a second in this, but I don't have one. And it's okay for the deck. Like, it's good, but I think more Knights is probably better. But it's a fun card, so we put it in the deck. This is a 6-mana artifact, but it costs 1 less for every Knight you control, so I'm usually playing it for 3 or 4 mana. Sometimes even 2. It buffs all your creatures +1/+1 whenever you play a legendary spell, which right now is just the Elspeths in here. But whenever you play a legendary spell, you create a Knight, and you can tap 4 to make another Knight at any time. So if they wipe the board and this sticks around, you can use this to keep making new guys. The Knights are 2/2s with the +1/+1 for 3/3s, so it's pretty strong. We have Elspeth, Sun's Nemesis. Elspeth can be fairly powerful. I really underestimated this card when I was testing it and saw it in games. But the -1 to give 2 creatures +2/1 until end of turn, if you hit 2 creatures with that are both attacking that turn, then you've basically forced them to trade their creatures away because that's just a crazy amount of damage. If they don't block either of them and you got 2 power creatures, then you're swinging for 8 damage, which basically is going to put them into range of being killed by something or other. So they usually have to trade off some of their board, which lets her follow up next turn with creating human soldiers, or if you've got more board, you can just keep doing the -1. Don't really want to gain 5 life with her, but I have in the past. If it's what you need, it's what you need, but I lost that game, so it's not a great strategy. But yeah, 2 of these, just a really solid power for 4. If you don't want to play out more creatures into the board, you can play this instead. And if they go for a board wipe, you still have Elspeth afterwards to recover. It's a nice backup tool for playing around board wipes. But our better tools are going to be Unbreakable Formation, which is a 3-mana instant. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. So if they try and wipe the board with Shatter the Sky or Time Wipe, you can play this in response. They will lose any creatures they had, but your creatures will stick around, hopefully able to kill them or put them into threatened range next turn. However, it's also got another mode where you can cast it on your main phase, and it puts a counter on each of your creatures, and they gain Vigilance as well as Indestructible. So you can just swing with your entire board, risk-free, usually get a few extra points of damage in, and force them to block and lose some of their creatures. This mode you want to use if the opponent probably isn't playing board wipes and is playing creatures in that'll block your stuff. This gives you a very profitable attack and sets you up for another strong one next turn. So I found it really good for breaking through opponents trying to play out creatures into the board instead and trying to outclass me. Usually you've got a bunch of knights from Worthy Knight sticking around, or a bunch of soldiers, and they'll all get counters. The other trick that you have, and I don't see a lot of people playing this, so usually they won't play around it, is Brought Back. For 2 white at instant speed, you can choose 2 permanents that went to your graveyard from the battlefield this turn, and you can put them back into play. So again, if they board wipe, you can put back your 2 best creatures, which will get you like a Worthy Knight and a Acclaimed Contender, which will even let you get another knight from your deck with the Contender. So that's nice. And on your turn, if you end up getting rid of Elspeth Sun's Nemesis, for example, that you -1 her and she goes to the graveyard from having no loyalty, and then you attack with your creatures, maybe you lose one in combat, you can play Brought Back right then to put back Elspeth and whatever you lost in combat. So it's a very versatile spell. If you can sit on the 2 mana, it's very protected. So this deck is one that kind of aims to drop out like 3 strong creatures in the first 3 turns, and then sit back with Unbreakable Formation and Brought Back, and force the opponent to react to your aggression. We also have Duress. Because Worthy Knight is so key to this deck, I've put in Duress to take out some of their spot removal. This deck doesn't do well if the opponent has things that remove your creatures. You kind of need a wide board, and if they can just pick off your creatures as you play them, then you're in trouble. So Duress is a fine turn 1 or turn 2 play to clear the way for the rest of the game. Giving you information on what's in their hands lets you plan out how you want to use your knights, if you want to play completely aggressive or hold back and use the adventure spells to get more long-term value. It kind of tells you what you need to do to make the game go in your favor. So that's the deck. It's a pretty even mix of early aggression creatures with spells to back them up. The land base I have shifted towards white because I've got quite a few double white costs on my cards. Unfortunately, all of the double whites are on non-knight spells. At Tournament Grounds, I'm actually only on 2 copies, and I think I want to swap them out for a Plains and a Swamp, in fact. We'll keep them in just to see how it does. But yeah, Tournament Grounds will help us fix colors for our knights, but not do a whole lot for the things that we really need color fixing for. So you probably don't want these Tournament Grounds actually in the deck, despite being tailor-made for a knights deck like this. Alright, so let's play a few games and see how it goes. Okay. Well, this is a very aggressive hand. I would like another mana here, but being able to go Venerable Knight, Worthy Knight, Venerable Knight is that's a lot of steam, so we'll keep it and see how it goes. Alright, so he's got a pelt collector. Probably won't be willing to trade that with a Venerable Knight. But he might. Two forests, put them in his hand. So he's going to spend some time catching up on lands. It's fine with me. So if this is a mono green deck, then he probably doesn't have a lot of targeted removal. We're just going to run out the Worthy Knight and offer a trade with the Venerable Knight. Obviously this isn't in his favor because the counter from Venerable Knight will go onto the Worthy Knight, but I guess he's looking to stall into late game. He wants to play it safe. Paradise Druid. That should be a pretty safe attack for us. He might have a 1-mana pump spell, but unlikely. I'm just going to play Acclaimed Contender. Unfortunately, I don't have the mana right now to play Unbreakable Formation. Oh wow, all the lands on top of my deck. That was very unfortunate. Okay, all of our creatures able to block the Nessian Boar do so. Let's see. Now this is just going to draw us 4 cards. I think we're just going to play Wintermoor Commander. I would really like to be able to cast this Unbreakable Formation, but not happening. The commander is... I think we're just going to attack here. I don't know if he's going to block any of it, but the commander is going to be blocking and trading with the boar, so... So we're not going to be drawing cards since I attacked. I'm just going to trade off the commander for his Nessian Boar. Great Henge. This card is very strong, so we may end up just losing now because of it. Being able to just keep casting creatures forever is a very powerful skill. Got a block. I'll draw a card. Hopefully find a plains. Alright, we did. Interesting. Didn't have anything. Alright, so I can't play Sons of Nemesis. Yep. We're going to play out this board. I'll check for combat tricks. I doubt he's got anything surprising. And if he does, I don't know if he wants to use it right here. Maybe he does, though. Gift of Strength to beat the Acclaimed Contender is pretty good. I'd rather see it now, though. Alright, he didn't play anything. There's not play this night. Forgot. So we got a wide board. If he doesn't go crazy this turn, which he might, because Great Henge is a crazy card, we can probably Unbreakable Formation and just swing to put him, if not dead, at least close to dead. With a counter on all of these guys, swinging Indestructible, that's going to be 3, 6, 9, 13, 15 damage. He'll be able to block 4 of it. Alright, he goes for Forerunners. It's not exactly lethal, so I guess we're probably just going to kill him or get really close. I mean, that is enough to not lose the game, so he might follow up with another Forerunners next turn. Oh. If you played the Jank Tank, you could have swung with the Paradise Druid too. Okay, well, I don't mind duressing, figure out what's going on with him. Yeah, he's going to play another Forerunners. I actually think we do lose then. It's going to be a lot of damage he's swinging. We're going to have to actually block. Fortunately, I don't think he's got enough to play Yorvo. Oh! I didn't do the math. That was lethal. Sweet. I miscalculated. I thought blocking the knight would be sufficient. Alright, well that's the goal. Like I said, the Murderous Rider... I'm actually going to switch this Tournament Grounds out. They did mess us up there. Murderous Rider would have been better for that Forerunners. It would have cleared the way and we would have been able to swing. Although in that Tournament Grounds defense, if it were a swamp, I would have had to mulligan that hand. But I couldn't cast Unbreakable until late in the game. Couldn't cast Elspeth at all. It's a questionable keep, but it does have a turn 1 Venerable Knight. A Circle of Loyalty is fun, but we're probably not going to be able to play it, because once again, too many swamps. Might just need to put in another set of dual lands, or Fabled Passage. Okay. Well, it's not exactly fine, because now I don't have anything to trigger Contender, but I'd rather him use it on the knight. Great. I'm just going to play Murderous Rider. See if it gets countered. It didn't. So now I can play Contender to dig for more cards. I really like the Plains. Alright. 4 mana seems suspiciously like a counter spell. I'm just going to play a Smitten Swordmaster. He didn't bite. Or he doesn't have one. Could just have a very slow hand. It's all Agents of Treachery. Okay. See, that's a little too big for us, but we can play a Contender for now. We found our other source of white, so he's looking alright. I maybe should have just played the Venerable Knight that I could have found, but I think a deck like this I want to go wider. The problem is it slowed us down so much without any 2-drop that... That's interesting. I think we're gonna just get out-controlled here. I'm gonna go with the Contender again. He didn't counter it. Okay. So that gives us some options. Worthy Knight. It's good. We're gonna try it. I don't really have any illusions of it sticking around. Yeah, makes things hard. Not impossible, but hard. If he doesn't have another one, that is. Oh, we have another one. That's nice. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a fast play here, which is getting the Venerable Knight and try and use all of our mana. This is a pretty big board. Which makes it a good opportunity to just cast Circle of Loyalty. That's nice. Gets to destroy my other Worthy Knight. Cavalier Knight's pretty tall, and it's got lifelink, so we can't really beat past it. We're gonna have to get a very big board. Okay. Play Order of Midnight. We'll play Smitten Swordmaster, and we're gonna leave up Brought Back mana. So if he goes for more creature destruction with another Cavalier or something, we can do that. Massacre Girl. Okay, so he's aiming to wipe my board. This is the perfect situation for this. I guess we'll put it on the claims. Alright, his Cavalier dies as well. Okay. Well, I've got some bad news for him. We get back our two favorite cards. And we'll get another Worthy Knight, since that seems to be his problem. So that was an excellent brought back. That's exactly what we want to see. I'm going to play another Worthy Knight, and we'll... I'm torn now between waiting for another Agent of Treachery or countering more creature removal. But we've got Murderous Rider mana up, so if he doesn't... It depends on what he does. We have an option no matter what he does here. Yep, okay. Agent of Treachery. That's pretty good. We're just gonna Murderous Rider's Massacre Girl. Okay, so it is about time for Circle of Loyalty to come out. Neither of these trade particularly well, though. See, I don't want to give those up. He's gonna get one of our great cards. It's an interesting choice. I guess he was tired of my repeat last time. Maybe he's gonna wipe the board again with another Massacre Girl right now. That'd be pretty solid. I mean, his board would have a 4/4, I would have Circle of Loyalty, making tokens every turn. Okay, so now we are going to Unbreakable Formation. You will not have good blocks. Let's go! Agent of Treachery is okay, but it's only stealing a 2/2 in this deck. Nice. Which is a good card. It's not surviving this board good. Oh, nice. I take Circle? No. Yeah, that's a good game. Sweet, we did it. Fought through the Agent of Treacheries. That's all thanks to Brought-Back. I like this deck. It's got a lot of good play to it. The draws are pretty good because a lot of them have adventure. So your draws at the end of the game usually are multi-purpose. Just need to make sure you hit double white. No. That's not this deck's game plan. This is a little better, but not great. I'm going to put back Brought-Back right now, because I don't have the double white for it. So I don't like doing this, but I think we're just not going to do anything if I don't stick this Worthy Knight. He's probably going to Tyrant Scorn it right now. Get the Thought Erasure, okay. Take out... I don't know, none of these are really great. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so we can... I'm just going to play the Death Toucher, and... Sure, we'll just play out a wide board and try and hit him hard on turn 3. On his turn 3. Nightveil Sprite. So he's a Surveil heavy deck. Okay. I don't think this is the Murderous Rider target. We're just going to swing and then return whatever he trades with Order of Midnight. Or not. Okay. I'm going to sit here and murder whatever creature he plays, I guess. Yeah, we'll call that Thief of Sanity. Seems good. Death to Thief of Sanity. Yeah, we're gonna lose another token, but we're getting 5 damage and it's worth. Question is if he's going to play a board wipe next turn. I don't know what blue-black decks favor for this sort of thing. If he does, I guess we're just going to get back the Worthy Knight with the Order of Midnight. Seems good. Goodbye, Worthy Knight. That makes it very hard to attack. Obviously we're going to get Worthy Knight back. The question is, do we play Worthy Knight right now, or do we just put a flying attacker in? I'm going to go with the Worthy Knight again. I'm leaving the Falmire Knight back so that I can block, which means he won't attack me. I don't think. Maybe he'll just play more removal and kill the Knight. Okay.
This isn't your average. This looks like like a fun new toy.
Oh, okay, so do we win right now? He will be able to block. We can get 6 damage in by killing his Cavalier of Night. I mean, I think that's the plan. Putting him down to 1 seems real good. Oh, okay. That's not happening. Never mind. Oh, yeah. I think he's still gonna use that to trade, but this is much worse. And I forgot that he gets to draw every time he gets to do it. I should have murdered it. Oh well. Down to 2. I may end up just getting another Smitten Swordmaster and winning. I've still got a bunch of creatures to play out, so... As long as he doesn't find another lifelinker, which these Cavalier of Knights are really good at, so... He draws a card. Elspeth's Son's Nemesis. Alright, I think that is lethal. Assuming he doesn't have a counterspell. Let's go for it. Yeah, Sinister Sabotage. Conflute. Alright, we don't have 4. I mean, we can still... I'll attack, I think. Seems good to me.
Good help is easy to find in war.
Okay. Well, I need an answer very quickly or else he's going to get back out of lethal range. Let's see what we draw. Animar and Sprite would be nice. Enter more Commander. Okay. It may very well just cause us to all sack 2 creatures or get rid of all my permanents. Okay. Alright, we're gonna lose.
Smelly, but effective.
Not great. Yeah, I mean, he's just gonna ult Lily. We'll concede. Not the draw that we needed. Liliana's a good card. I should have just killed the Liliana. But I was hoping to draw something to get the last points of damage in, and I did not. I like this hand a lot. It's very keepable. Venerable Knight. Going first in turn 1 Venerable Knight's pretty great. Scorch Spitter. We will play Order of Midnight. If he wants to block, then we'll get a 3/3. Yeah, he won't block. Scorch Spitter is for attacking. Yeah, makes sense. We're gonna kill his Spitfire when he plays it. Or Anax, maybe. But we'll go ahead and play this out right now. Okay. Well, we're gonna kill Anax because that's a good card. And we will continue the beatdown, since he has no blockers. I'm hoping this Murderous Rider will help us stabilize against his attackers. Bunch of mountains. Well, kind of have to kill the other Anax. If I don't, then he'll become insane next turn. We are looking at potential Embercleave as well. Yeah. Embercleave will be good, but we'll see. Maybe he doesn't have it. I wonder if he has a shock. Nope, he did not have it. Alright. He didn't have direct damage. I think we got pretty lucky with that. 4 cards, pretty good odds of something that kills a creature, or just deals direct damage. It's an alright hand. I'd like to see a Worthy Contender or a Worthy Knight in here, but we can go Foulmire Knight turn 1, Claimed Contender turn 3, and try and dig ourselves out of that. This is going to be one of the slower hands. No. I maybe should have just waited for turn 2 to see if that should have stayed in my hand. If I draw a Wintermoor Knight, Order of Midnight like that, then I didn't really need to play the Foulmire Knight. I like being aggressive, but he is playing red though, so if he plays something that sacks my creature or deals direct damage, I'll probably be able to still get the Contender trigger. Butcher's pretty good. So when it dies, it's going to deal 2 damage to our Order of Midnight, most likely. Which... yeah, I don't think this is a good time to sit on Brought Back. I'd rather just get stuff. Worthy Knight. I think that's probably going to be our best bet. No, like an Act of Treason effect here would be pretty good. Butcher gets bigger. Yeah, see removal, that's pretty good. I think I'm just gonna murder this Butcher. Or... if I wait one more turn, then I can Murderous Rider the Butcher, and then bring back whatever he kills. Leave that to block. Oops, I should attack first. I don't want to risk it. It's already big. Getting bigger just endangers my life total more. Okay, he didn't want to kill the Order of Midnight, presumably because it can't block. Oh, no, sorry, that was 2 damage from my own Murderous Rider. It seems good. Next turn I'll be able to go Worthy Knight, Murderous Rider, or Worthy Knight brought back. That Regnant's gonna be a problem. Where discards a card? What do I want to get rid of? I guess the Shrine. Always draw another land. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the right call. Alright, so we're cycling. I think I'd rather have Circle of Loyalty. Be true. Pretty good. In fact, that's lethal next turn, unless I play Swin Swordmaster, so I guess we're doing that. I have a lot of good things here, but his life total is also pretty low. Okay. Draw a card and lose a life. Puts me at 1. See if he can kill me. Nope. Alright, so we've got 4 points of damage, which is hilarious. His Spawn of Mayhem would kill us both, actually. Huh. It would have been a tie, but he conceded, I guess. That's hilarious. I always like when Spawn of Mayhem ties like that. That's happened to me one other time. Okay. This would be good if we had a swamp. We don't, so it's pretty bad. That's not great. I kind of need all of these for this hand to be good. Put this mitten back. Ugh. It's a little rough. Let's go Wintermoor Commander. Let's see what kind of stuff he's playing. Big green. Oh. I think I'm fine trading here if he wants to. And the reason I'm fine with that is because I can get it back, and it puts him back a whole turn. Yeah, I didn't think he would want to. I can't do both of these. Let's just play Order of Midnight. Get some flying in. Maybe he won't have flyers. Or flying blockers. Western Beast's pretty rough. Doesn't have reach though, right? Gotta check, because... Alright, so the circle is going to be 3 mana once I play the Felmire Knight. Options, I can attack with the Wintermoor Commander as well, or I can save him to block the Questing Beast. I've got 6 each turn, he's got 4. Let's just keep attacking. He can block if he wants. I'd love for my Falmire Knight to block the Questing Beast, but that's not how Questing Beast works. Can't be blocked by creatures of power 2 or less. If we don't draw another swamp, we might just be in chump blocking mode with the Circle of Loyalty, but that's what it's good for. Order of Midnight attacking for 3 in the air every turn is really solid. It's 4 turns to lethal for him. A lot can happen in 4 turns, though. Like a Yorbo. Yep. Alright, Venerable Knight. It's a toss-up between just making... I think I'm just going to make the... No, the Venerable Knight I think gets us further. I am willing to trade my commander for his Yorvo. Okay. Alright, the benefit of the Knight is that I can put counters on the Order of Midnight. Or Falmire Knight. Alright. No. I was going to when I played him, but I think I want him to attack instead. No, Order of Midnight can't really. Okay, let's see. Swing with these two. We'll be able to double block the Questing Beast with the Circle of Loyalty. If I draw another swamp, this Order of Midnight can get me a Falmire Knight back. So he's at Garen Brig mana now, so 6 to cast whatever creature he wants. I've seen decks play Gorgos, that's pretty fun. Or Gargos. Voracious Hydra. I was worried about that. It's gonna eat the Order of Midnight. That's gonna set me back quite a while. Alright, we gotta get rid of this Questing Beast. Unfortunately, it has Death Touch for some reason, so both our guys are gone. Okay, so we're going to pay 2 life, unfortunately. I don't think we're going to murder the Hydra yet. Oh, maybe we are, because it's got Trample. Ugh. Yeah. Get the Wintermoor Commander. It'll trade with the Hydra. I'll take some damage. there's Gargos. Alright, we might... Nope, he doesn't have mana. Does Gargos have trample? It does not. Spin Swordmaster, that's fun. So I can go down to 1 by murdering his Gargos, which I think is our play. A lot closer than I would like. No, that's very strong. Yeah, I think we're just done. The trample on the Voracious Hydra seals the deal. Is there any way out of this? Smitten Swordmaster could be nice. Steal 2 life, which would put him down to 4. So block 4 of it, gain me 3 life. I don't think it does enough. Yep, there's that Great Henge. Very good card. Being seeing a lot of this deck lately. Great Henge plus Garen Brig, Gargos. Looks familiar. Okay, yeah, we definitely lose. Good game. We'll play one more. See if we can get another win in. Just kind of lost control of it there at the end. Voracious Hydra is a very good card. There's an argument to be made for increasing the swamp count in this deck because of all of the black adventure costs. This is mediocre, but we've got 4 lands, so we'll keep it. You want to be able to do adventure and play the creature immediately when you draw it, and you can't with only 1 swamp. So maybe it just needs another set of duels. Well, maybe we can get some Circle of Loyalty going. Although, white deck, it probably just Vanishing Lights the circle. Okay, that was a mistake. I could have drained him for 1 life first. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference, but I could have. It's a lot of life gain. We're obviously not going to block if he swings with the Orador. Next turn I'm planning on just Sun's Nemesis, create 2 1/1 tokens. And then turn after that, if I draw a knight, play that Circle of Loyalty. Alright, well he is well and ready to play in a Johnny's Pride Knight. Ooh, Worthy Knight. Actually I should do Circle of Loyalty first, shouldn't I? Because that way I get the knight token off of Elspeth. Wasn't thinking. Hey, look at that. That's too bad, because I think that's literally the only card in this deck that would have hit. I don't know why he's playing cautious with these guys. With the Alseid, he has like perfect blocks forever. Okay, so we've got Worthy Knight, Worthy Knight. I think that's the best play. Then I can also Sun's Nemesis next turn and attack with the tokens. Okay. Got a lot of life gain triggers. Needs his Heliod or Pridemate though. We have an exciting Godless Shrine. This first turn I'm actually going to make soldiers.
I must not give in. Courage will bloom in all who seek justice.
No, actually, this is such a slow game. Yep, never mind. I'm going to say this is such a slow game, I might want to create soldiers again, but I was mixing up the loyalty costs. I think +2/1 is going to be much better. Yeah. Okay, Elspeth conquers Elspeth. And he gets back nothing. Oh, Worthy Knight number 3. Ready for unbreakable formation anytime. I feel like you could be attacking with the Orador too. I think that'd be fine. Alright, Wintermore Commander. That should stop the Daxos attacks at least. Or eat another piece of removal. Alright, he wants his Alseid to be returned with Elspeth Conquers Death. Great. He gets all the life gain triggers. Another Healer's Hawk. Alright. When he finds Heliod, this is going to be a nightmare. Alright, so I've got Brought Back. Unfortunately, attacking doesn't do a whole lot of good. The Wintermore Commander might get some value. Let's swing with one Swordmaster who will be indestructible and a Wintermore Commander. That'll gain us 2 life. Which... yeah. We'll see if he wants to offer up any trade for the Wintermore Commander. He doesn't. Okay. Still not swinging with Daxos though, even though I took the Death Toucher away. Well, fortunately, this is kind of stable for me if this if he keeps up with that. Order of Midnight. I think we're gonna save that. Well, actually, Order could attack in the air. Yeah. No, I think I'm gonna wait for something better. Duress. Let's see what he has. Bunch of planes, maybe. Probably banishing lights. Bunch of planes. Alright. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna attack with 3 Smitten Swordmasters. One of them is not indestructible, and we're gonna get it back with an Order of Midnight. He's like, it's a trap. He's got 2 cards in his hand. This couldn't possibly be this easy. Alright. Let's put the Swordmaster back in our hand. And we're gonna play the Order. Get a bunch more tokens. If these were 2/2 tokens, I'd be attacking every turn. But I do not have that ability. Well, he's going to be making a bunch of health every turn now. That's what, 3 health a turn on top of his Lindens? Oh, he's done attacking. That's strange. Oh, maybe he doesn't realize that the orders... Oh, maybe he wants to trade them? Yeah, that makes sense. Well, that's not going to work as long as I've got my Wintermoor commander. He's going to have to kill it. Okay. Gains all the way. Okay. We get 2 damage in. Almost makes up for the 4 that he got. No, I don't like seeing another Alcide. That makes this a lot harder. I think I've got to stop attacking. Oh, okay, he's gonna swing with the Healer Socks. Okay. This is a super exciting stalemate. Alright, Murderous Rider. Seems very ineffective. Doesn't seem likely he's gonna tap out. I want to kill his Daxos, but he's got 2 Alcides, so basically that's not gonna happen. I guess I could double kill his Alcide with 1 Murderous? No. Yeah, let's go ahead and kill an Alcide. Now he can sack the other one to give it protection, which will make my Murderous Rider fizzle, but... and that would put it into the graveyard. That would kill both his Alcides. Oh, he can sack it to itself, okay. Well, I guess it is what it is. It did the thing. This has to go from the battlefield, right? Yeah. Oh man, super exciting planes. I think I'm just gonna start holding on to these cards. It's too bad he exiled the Elspeth. This guy really could be playing faster. I don't know if he's got anything in his hand. Just more planes. Almost wonder if he has Heliod. Maybe he doesn't, and this is just a super obnoxious life gain deck. Yep. Question answered. Alright, if he swings out, we probably just instant lose. We've got literally none of the cards that would help break this stalemate. Alright, let's see if he just presses all attack. Alright, he's gonna do it extremely slowly. That's it. We're done. So it couldn't quite break through. We didn't find our unbreakable bonds. It probably needs another one or two. Let's look at the deck again. So, we've got a couple options. We didn't see Duress as much as I would have liked. That's a very handy card for games to help control how it goes. On the 2-drop slot, instead of the Swordmaster, if you don't like the life gain for it, you can play Corpse Knight. It's stronger on the when you're just playing it out. You don't have to bother with the adventure for it, and it can drain as you play more knights. It works really well with a Worthy Knight, because every time you play a knight, you are draining them too. A bit more of a removal magnet, which is kind of a feature. So replacing the Swordmasters with the knights is probably a fair call. It is double colors though, so that's going to strain your mana base a little bit more. You can play Drill Bit in place of Duress, so sometimes Duress doesn't hit the things that you need it to, like a Bone Crusher Giant. We didn't see that today, but Bone Crusher pretty handily wrecks this deck. It kills your 2-drop and then comes down and stabilizes against your 3-drops and more. Drill Bit, if you can get some points of damage in, which isn't too hard if you go turn 1 Venerable Knight, you can swing. Usually they don't have a blocker, you can Drill Bit and take whatever creature that you want from their hands too, so that's a fair option. And if you can't get damage, so you can always just hardcast it for 3. That's fine. You can play Ardenvale Tacticians. I turned away from this card because it's 3 mana, but it is good for pushing damage through towards the end. 3 mana for a 2/3 flyer is alright. It gets pretty solid when you got Circle of Loyalty or the Unbreakable Formations. It's a little bit slower. I don't think I want to replace Acclaimed Contender with it, and Murder Strider kind of needs to be in, so that's why it's here where it is. But you could probably take the Elspeth Sun's Nemesis out and just play more knights. So it's a pretty good card. Taps 2 creatures at instant speed, good for pushing damage through at the end. If you are running into direct damage removal, you can play Gideon's Sacrifice. I haven't tested this, but I feel like it could be an okay card. Redirecting burn spells from Worthy Knight to Venerable Knight. The Venerable Knight usually sticks around a lot longer than most of your creatures, just because your other creatures are more important to remove, and this gives you an upside for him dying. So he usually outlasts the rest of your creatures. Gideon's Sacrifice will revert that, and instead your knight dies, you get your other creature +1/+1 counter. And it actually counters Storm's Wrath as well. Since it's a damage-based removal spell, then you can direct all of the damage from Storm's Wrath onto a single creature, saving the rest of them. So it's like a cheaper brought back in that sense. I don't know. I don't expect it to be great, but it is an option if you're running into a burn meta and you just have to redirect your stuff. And then finally, Doom Foretold. This could be fun. I haven't tested it, but you definitely have the creatures, especially if you're playing Worthy Knight. So you can play Doom Foretold, force them to stack their blockers every turn. If you keep playing out your Worthy Knight, then you can keep making tokens to block. Eventually they'll run out of cards. The danger is if they go on their turn, they sack a creature and then remove your board, then you have to sack your Doom Foretold, and it's not great. But since Doom Foretold is a permanent itself, you can sack it to itself, and you'll never end up losing the life and discarding a card. It's fun. It probably would slot into the same slot Elspeth Sun's Nemesis would. It's kind of fun card rather than perfectly pragmatic. The top end was mostly for fun, so I would replace these with... I'd probably put in another Unbreakable Formation and 2 Ardenvale Knights. Or swap one Elspeth Sun's Nemesis for Circle of Loyalty and add in an Unbreakable Formation. That's probably what I would do. And yeah, this mana base needs some work. I like playing on curves. I'm hesitant to put in the tap lands like the Gates or the Scry lands, but you kind of have to, I think. We ran into a lot of cases where our mana base is a little too awkward. But the deck works alright. It's got some good play against board sweeps. It's pretty fun to play when it works, and even when you're running into trouble, you can usually find some plays to do so it's an actual match rather than just, he had this card so I lost. I've been having fun with it. Not a lot of success as you saw today, but it's a fun deck. But that's the deck. I will be back next week. As usual, I'll be putting up a draft in the middle of the week to kind of fill out the schedule. I don't know what I'm going to build for next week. I have literally nothing else on the docket, so we'll see what I come up with. But I will be back next week, so we'll see you then.